This show is proudly brought to you by Grocity.
Do you feel like the nature of your job takes you away from being present in the life of your kid?
100%. 100%.
And how do you manage that emotionally?
I don't think there's a manual. I think that some days are better than others. There's some. So for me, I started doing my daughter's lunchbox and making their food, and that's my personal love language. It relieves my guilt of other things.
To be honest, there's really no way to say, oh, I figured it out. I finally found the balance. A lot of times, I'm a first-time mom. It's my first child. You know, you just figure it out as you go. But it is important that you don't let yourself go for too long. Because some people have kids and they're like, oh, they can't do anything. You know, this is it. Like at 2 years, I can't do anything for 2 years. It's a lie. It's a lie from the pit of hell.
I have 2 kids. One is in school, one is not a baby, right? So there was no way I was going to take her baby sister and leave her here. That would have caused too much chaos for me, so I had to leave both. But why was I able to leave my 1-year-old? Because I have 3 nannies. I have a whole system. A whole, like, I'm never worried about my kids. Why? Because I have a system that works. I know their strengths, I know their weaknesses, I know who does what. We have schedules, we have routines.
Amazing.
Everything works because I have poured into them and they have poured into me.
At a very young age, you find your purpose. Like, you should find out what exactly it is that you are here to do. Don't just do something because everybody else is doing it. You're gonna burn out. You know, well, it's so important that you are walking in your purpose. Even if you don't have money, or even if you don't have like the resources to start or to do or to make it big, just take one step every day. Number 1. Number 2, find God.
You are that girl. Forget what anybody says. You are that girl, and you can be anything and anyone that you set your mind to be. Don't let anybody discourage you. Social media is not real. Okay, it's not a real place. Forget what you're seeing on there. Start small. No matter how small, start and be consistent.
Hi, I am Tokwe Oloniyo, and you're welcome to Her Next Chapter. This is a space for women, a space where we slow down, breathe, and just talk about the things we don't always say out loud. The real life, the real feelings, the real becoming. Because sometimes we just need to know that we're not figuring it out all alone. Today, I am sitting with women I truly, truly, truly admire. Women who didn't wait for permission. Women who built their own tables, who turned ideas into impact and created opportunities, not just for themselves, but for the other women too. And they have notes from their chapters to share with you. So quickly grab a pen and a paper because they're coming to share their own chapters.
Oh, hi.
Hi, babe.
Oh, no, it's me. It's Tanya Omotayo.
Nkiru Achukwu, and I'll be on Her Next Chapter, showing on Tokwe Oloniyo's YouTube channel this week.
Catch me on Her Next Chapter this week on Tokwe Oloniyo TV. Okay, bye.
Let's delve right into our conversation. Tanya, I want to start with you.
Okay.
Now, before you became this version of who you are, in your younger years, in your self-discovery, when you look back, or no, when you see who you are now, can you share an experience with me of when you were much younger that you said, I really dream of being this person and achieving this and achieving that? And how was it like for you back then?
Well, I feel like for me, it's a little bit different because I went to school with people. I thought she was laughing, sorry.
I told you guys, we're getting there.
Sorry.
I'm not even laughing.
Sorry. I went to school with people who knew what they wanted to do. I had friends and family who were extremely talented. This one wants to be a singer and is going to die on the line until they blow. This one, I don't know, wants to be an athlete, working out, dying on the line. I don't feel like I had talent. I just don't feel like I was great at anything. I went to school, I studied advertising, and after I got my degree, I was like, okay, yeah, now what? So I didn't really have a plan. I didn't have a passion for anything that was like a do or die, which I feel like a lot of people do. Like, you're gonna essentially die on the line till you achieve that thing. I didn't have that. So I had a 9-to-5. I worked in PR and marketing. It still didn't give me that, I'm like, okay, is this what you're going to do forever? Like, what's the plan? And along the lines, I was like looking for clothing, ready to wear pieces, and nothing was affordable. And I remember my friend's dad turned like 70 and I needed to buy a dress, and everything cost an arm and a leg that was nice, that I liked, that was like of my taste or whatever. And in doing that, I realized that there was a lack, and I tried. I got like tailors in my area to like make samples. I failed so woefully. It was horrific. It was so bad. It was unbelievable. I was like, yeah, this is not for me. I'm going to stick to my 9-to-5. I even switched jobs, and then I tried again and I tried again, and eventually it worked out. And even when I had started Ziva, I still didn't feel like this was my calling, by the way.
Wow.
So I went a huge chunk of my, young adult life not really knowing what my purpose was and what my calling was. And if I'm going to be very honest, I think that switch happened in the last 2 years.
2 years?
Yeah. So I've had Ziva, we're 9 years now. So for the first 7 years, it was like, yeah, this is great. This is my source of income. But that's die on the line feeling, I don't think I got it till like 2 years ago.
2 years ago. Ooh, I'm going to come back to that because there are some pointers that hit me there. I want to talk to you, Nkiru, about, tell us about your own early years journey versus now.
So for me, right, it was more of, I was born into it. I grew up, my mom went to fashion school. So growing up, I used to see my mom sketch. We had a sewing machine at home.
Right.
I used to see her make clothes and everything, right? So I always knew, right from when I was a kid, that fashion was the end game for me.
Right.
Because I enjoyed watching her make clothes, right?
Nice.
And she would make, I was just always mesmerized by how she would get plain fabric, cut it up, and just join it, and it would look like, it'll be like, I'd be like, wow. And then she had all these books from fashion school with numbers and patterns, and I was just, it felt like she was building a house, like the whole technicality of it, so I was really, really mesmerized by it, right? And then I just knew that whatever I did was just going to be like a placeholder. Right. And I knew that the end game for me was fashion, right? So when I became a teen, in fact, from secondary school, I used to sketch a lot. I had like sketchbooks. My teachers used to be so angry because of like, you're not focusing, you're sketching. They report to my mom. My mom would be like, please now, I know, like, because she couldn't really like be mad at me because that's who you are.
That's who you are.
Exactly. But when I started working, obviously didn't have money. It was like my circumstances were not matching my dream. I had this big, like, see, I'm a very big dreamer. Like, I'm very, very optimistic. And I'm so grateful to God that I have that. I was born like that. I can see, if you ask me, I can be the president of this country.
I love it.
If I put my mind to it. Do you understand? Yeah. I'm a very big dreamer. So I would say that really helped me to really focus and lock in on getting to where I am. Obviously, number one is God, right?
Yeah.
But in my young age, I knew where I wanted to go. I knew that this is where, you see this place, I'm going to go there. I didn't have a roadmap, but I knew it was possible. And so, even though I didn't have money, my salary then was peanuts. I knew I was going to go to fashion school. Ooh. I knew I was going to start a business, and that business was going to raise the capital that will fund my fashion business. And to be honest, that's how it worked out for me.
Amazing. Yeah. Amazing. Tanya, I want to go back to your early days, what would you say that was the one step that you took? Maybe let's come forward, maybe not the early days, because you said up until 2 years ago. Now, there are a lot of people that are just going and not sure of what they want to do yet. And I feel like we even need to start giving people grace, because everybody has not figured it out. And even for people that have figured it out, they figured to a level and they're already thinking about another level that they're still trying to figure out.
Yeah.
So you see that the 2 years ago that you feel like you took that step, I want you to walk us through that experience, that moment that you knew that I'm locking in now.
Kiki is my friend, right?
Yeah.
And we essentially do the same things. And this is very honest. I would see Zephans & Co. posting babes wearing Zephans & Co. And I'm like, I know my numbers, but I can't see anybody wearing Ziva, right? Over the years, I just felt like, okay, my customers were people with private pages and they just were not promoting, which is fine because, okay, you're making the money. But I'm like, the exposure I need to take this to the next, I'm not getting it. So I used to have like healthy envy of looking at other people being like, these people, do they have two heads? What's happening to my Ziva girls, right?
Yeah.
My Ziva divas. And I was also slowly starting my journey to finding God. So this was the early days of me, figuring out my relationship with God. And I remember I started praying. I would not necessarily cry, but I was down, the most vulnerable. And I'm like, God, please, if I'm supposed to be doing this. I love this business so much. It makes me so happy. Like I go out and I see people wearing my pieces and I'm so happy. Why are they not happy posting this thing that they're wearing? Do you understand?
Yes.
And, I would beg him, I would plead. There's no prayer that I didn't pray. And then it switched overnight. I kid you not. All of a sudden, we were even missing posts. It would say, somebody mentioned you missed it. And I'm like, oh my God.
Why did I miss it?
Now, when I started to see that, I realized that this was where I was meant to be and I was doing what I was called to do. And that was the moment that everything switched for me. Because that, not seeing people wearing my pieces, even though I knew I was selling and I had the numbers, it did something to my confidence. And it just made me feel like I wasn't doing enough. So it was like a reconfirmation that you are enough, your business is thriving, and people are wearing it. It's just you that you're now seeing it. And sometimes I self-doubt a lot. So that was a good confidence booster and just a reminder from God that this was it.
Shout out to our friend here. Love you for the support. Now I want to talk about the moments that you had that you were down. I want to just feed off what she said. What were your low moments like? And for someone who is optimistic, I want you to take us back to an experience that you feel like, for someone that is so optimistic, I was really low here, and this is how I picked myself up.
Okay, so I feel like the core memory I have of being almost losing my mind was in 2017. I think 2017 December. So at the time, I always say this, when we started Zephans & Co., we weren't producing in-house. We had a garment factory that was doing all of our production. So that December, you know how December is the busiest time of the year for almost every business, right? And then every time I tell this story,
as about Tanya to be reacting, I'm waiting.
We use the same factory.
Exactly,
So we had the same
experience. So that December, we should have seen our shoots. It was mad. And then we didn't have a store in Lekki. We had a store. Our store was in Ajawa Estate. Right. So we always used to have pop-ups in Lekki so that all our customers, because we had more customers on the island, obviously. So we had done our shoot, spent so much money. That was probably our best shoot. In fact, it was our best shoot at the time, right? Spent all that money. We paid different people to help us post about the pop-up shop, December Christmas collection. We had done everything, was good. Only for us to go and the days before the pop-up, we went to our factory to collect the clothes. Maybe 20% is what they had ready. Say, sorry, that the clothes is not ready. That whether they had something
the day before.
Yes. So basically, we did not have clothes to sell,
and people came.
People came. People were fighting for clothes because we didn't have anything to sell.
Oh my.
You understand? I was so depressed. I was so sad because I'm like, we spent all this money and then the clothes that you have to sell, it's not even enough to give you the money that you have put into it. So you see, that's when I made the decision that you see this production, we're going to start ourselves. So as much as it was a downtime for us, but it was very pivotal to our progress. Because that January, I went and bought 2 sewing machines first. Got 2 tailors. Oh yeah, sit down. Got a cutter. Let's start doing it. Let's start. So that tomorrow, we will not have this kind of issue again. And that's how we just started going. So that is one memory I can never, like, I feel like that's probably the lowest I've ever been.
Oh, but to be honest, I don't see it as a low moment.
No, but it was
I know,
low
but in the
moment.
Yes. I get what you mean.
In the moment, it's like your world is
it's like,
you've
what am I going
spent
to
the money and
you have nothing to sell,
Oof.
you know?
Yeah, that's
but
low.
thankfully, by the January of the next year, like by January, we still sold them. But it was, man, of us. We suffered.
We did.
It's
We went through a
amazing
lot.
because as much as I see the low, I see how God needed you to be uncomfortable so that you can go to your next level.
Yeah.
Because if it worked out, I'm not sure that in January you would
I
have
wouldn't
started.
have rushed for
Yeah.
sure. I wouldn't have.
Exactly.
But you know, like then, and obviously now we're closer to God. Now
Yeah.
we commune with God, right?
Yeah.
But when you're young and you're still like in your 20s and you don't really understand the importance of having a relationship with God, you know? You couldn't tell me anything that day. I cried, I shouted, there was but still all of that could not bring the clothes out.
Couldn't.
You know, so we were just explaining to customers, they will come with the pictures. What about this one that you posted?
Oh
Where
my
is this?
days,
I'm
where
like,
is it?
so sorry, you don't have it, it's not, you know?
Yeah.
But it worked out eventually.
It all worked out.
Yeah.
I want to talk about your friendship because friendships in the same line of business among women is not something that we see often. And I want to know how. I mean, you also talked about the healthy envy because sometimes envying is not so healthy. And being friends with someone that does the same line of business as you, how would you say that you both journeyed through this? Because I want to believe that there's been frictions.
Never.
No.
That's amazing because now you're going to have to tell us how you have managed a positive friendship because I'm sure there are ladies watching out there that also even just like women in the same industry as they are, but they're also afraid to start a friendship because, you know, society expectations and also not sure of how to manage a friendship in the same line of business.
Do you want to go?
You can start.
Before we go, let's go on a break so that I am sure you're going to wait to know how you're going to navigate your friendship. We'll be right back. The beautiful thing about Grocity is that every time you shop, it always counts. They don't just take your orders, they reward your loyalty. Every time you shop, you earn rewards you can actually use on your next food basket. It is their way of saying thank you for choosing them again and again and again. Because food is a regular need and loyalty should always count. So whether you're shopping for the week or you're stocking up for the month, Grocity gives back while you shop. Good food, smart planning, real rewards. Download the Grocity app and use my code TALKBY026 as your referral code. And at checkout, you get loads and loads of discounts on your purchase. For easy access, scan the QR code on your screen and let's get you shopping. Welcome back, beautiful people. Now we're just sitting in the honesty of what it really takes to build something meaningful as a woman. Because success sounds glamorous, but sometimes your body keeps the score. The stress, the burnouts, the hormones, the exhaustion, learning to rest, learning to listen to yourself, and learning that you can't pour from an empty cup. Now, but before we go to talk about resting as a woman with work, let's go back to what I said we we're going to talk about before we went on the break. Friendships and friendships in the same line of business.
I think Tanya, you're so silly. Please, I understand. I mean, so first of all, everyone who knows me knows that my mantra is the sky is big enough. There is no amount, like, I don't understand people who gatekeep. That's number one. Like, I cannot understand it. And when I experience it, I'm always like, oh my God, people do this, right? So with Tanya, and like Tanya isn't my only friend who is in fashion, actually.
Oh.
No, but she's the famous one. So that's why everybody...
She keeps saying that she's the famous
No, but she's
one.
famous. She's the famous one. So that's why everybody is like, okay, how are they doing this?
Yeah,
What's going on there? we literally do the same thing, and we've never had any friction about. We've had friction about like personal, like other stuff,
Not even
but,
work.
Yeah, like obviously we're friends. You must have
Yeah.
like one or two like quarrels or something, but never about like work, because I honestly don't like how would that happen? Like, oh Tanya,
I feel like
like what would we say? How would that
no,
conversation
but we're also
go?
very like honest
Open.
with each other
Yes.
and very
Yes.
open.
Yeah, I
we
want
talk
to say
about
every
our
single, like
plans.
when also sorry, I want to talk about when she was worried about people. She called me and she's like, people don't tag Ziva. And I'm like, babe, they do. She's like, no, Kiki, look at Zefan's uncle. Almost every day he post like 10 people wearing Zefan's. Like, I'm just like, okay, so what do we do? Like, what do you think is the problem? Like, I don't know, you know? So we have honest conversations about like things that, like our challenges, things that we can do to get better. We literally talk about the things like, even today we've talked about like, oh, this is my next, like this is what we're doing. Like, you know, we talk about those things and we're very open. So it's not like something is coming at you as we literally talk about everything that we're planning to do with the business. You understand?
And I want to add something that I feel like a lot of people, when there is something, right? Like there have been times where we put out the same thing, or she posts something and I'm like, babe, see my sample. I just did this. Yeah. And it looks exactly the same. What do we do? I've produced it, so I'm releasing it like that.
Yeah, we do that.
Yeah.
We do. And there'll be times where she'll post. So in fact, let me tell you a funny story. I went to Dubai one time and I bought both of us the matching romper. No. I bought us matching rompers. You know, like I saw this romper. I knew she was going to like, and I liked it as well. Yeah. So I bought for both of us. And I'm like, man, I think Zefan's babes would like this romper. Then I said, Kiki, we're running it. We'll run it together. Do you understand? So I made it for Zefan's uncle. She also made it for like it's something that we just like laugh about, and we just like sometimes she'll be like, oh Kiki, this thing that you just okay, I'll just change the hand. Since you have already released the own, I'll just...
Or we have the same fabric and maybe the structure, you can only make a specific thing. I'm like, okay, come and change it because it's not changing. This was the style I had in mind and you've done it. So you come and fix this or I'm releasing the same thing.
Yeah. Sometimes you say, just come and take the fabric. There's no need. Just come and take the fabric. Yeah. There's no need.
Or like if we do something, like there's a dress... So Kiki had gone to China a couple of years ago and she bought us the same fabric. And I did this dress that had me in a chokehold. Like the women were killing me. And then she still had like a roll. I said, babe, I need this. She made me beg. I begged. I even sent a picture of myself on my knees. Okay, please. But she let me have the fabric because they were insulting me.
You did not pay me for that fabric.
I can't pay you.
Come on, she begged. She knelt down.
I knelt down. I was on my knees.
People said you don't go to
knees, not knees.
You guys said you will not show yourselves.
Okay, what do you want?
Money.
I do have.
No, in Jesus' name.
CEO.
You have in Jesus' name. Don't say that.
Please.
You have in Jesus' name.
I just also wanted to remind you guys that you guys are saying showing who you really are.
Oh no, this is not really us.
No.
Okay.
This
just share the video of her begging. I want to see.
No, I will not share the video of my girl begging on national TV.
No, to me now.
No. How do I know you will not post it on your YouTube channel? No,
I would have. It would have given us like a richer episode. But this is beautiful to see because I mean, as much as we want friendships like this, we don't always get people come and talk about friendships like this, and it's important because it's also good to help people know that we can't be in the same line of business. We can't have a friendship, and it's what even intrigues me the most is that when you have conflicts, it's not about business. It's about like real things that happens.
Very stubborn. Very, very stubborn.
I also feel like it's just, Tanya, don't let me start with you on TV. See, I feel like it's also because of on social media. Like, if you think back to let's think about the men in the markets, the people that sell spare parts. These men travel together, buy their parts together with their friends, their family, shipped. When you go to China, you would understand that this thing we're doing is nonsense. We're all local champions. People are doing global trade. And they're doing it together. And you're talking about my friend is not. You're not ready. You're not ready. You're not ready for business.
I love that.
You're not ready.
I want to talk about something that I watched. I mean, I was watching your story when you both traveled to China. I think it was last year.
Yeah, in November.
And you went with your daughter. I don't know if you went with your... No, it was just... And it intrigued me because... Now, I'm saying this for the benefit of women watching. There are many... excuses that you could have given, like, oh, I mean, my daughter is still under 2, and how am I going to do it? But you still went, and you took her to the play dates place, and your nanny was there as well. I want you to walk us through how you mentally prepare for work and also combining that with motherhood.
To be honest, there's really no way to say, oh, I've figured it out. I finally found the balance. A lot of times, I'm a first-time mom. It's my first child. You just figure it out as you go. But it is important that you don't let yourself go for too long, because some people have kids and they're like, oh, they can't do anything. This is it. It's like at 2 years, I can't do anything for 2 years. It's a lie. It's a lie from the pit of hell, right? It is important that you find what works for you. Yes, some things will suffer at some point. Everything will not suffer at the same time. And you will not always figure it out at the same time. But just make sure that in the midst of, the struggle, because it's not easy, navigating the business with a new baby is the most difficult, it's the most insane thing that I've had to do. However, people on the outside will not even realize that there was a time, even when I traveled to have a baby, Zephans & Co was still running, right? And that's a whole different conversation about women building structures in their businesses. That's a whole different conversation. But my thing is, just make sure you find a way to make it work. Not everybody can afford to travel with a baby or travel with a nanny, but I mean, just find a community. Surround yourself with a community of women that you trust. You can't do life alone, right? As a woman, it is important to have, even if it's one person that you trust, that you can trust with your child, it is, and that's what keeps you sane on how. Like Tanya and I were very big on like sisterhood, friendships, hanging out, doing things together, just for the sanity. Yeah. Because it's not easy. It's not easy. So those are the times where we're able to find little pockets of joy in life, away from the kids, away from everything that is going on. So I feel like as women, community is so important, because your community will help you. When you hear, oh, it takes a village, it's not random strangers. It's the people that you surround yourselves with, So I believe that it is important to have that, and that will, in a way, kind of help you find balance.
I wanted to add on.
Thank you.
So that you mentioned the community and building things, but a lot of people feel like I noticed that a lot of African women feel like there should be some sort of shame involved with having paid help. I am the number one, in fact, we are number one believers in you need to build a paid system. Because it's different when you're begging your cousin, can you please help me watch my child? You mentioned Kiki went with her daughter. I have 2 kids. One is in school, one is not a baby, right? So there was no way I was going to take her baby sister and leave her here. That would have caused too much chaos for me. So I had to leave both. But why was I able to leave my 1-year-old? Because I have 3 nannies. I have a whole system. A whole, I'm never worried about my kids. Why? Because I have a system that works. I know their strengths. I know their weaknesses. I know who does what. We have schedules. We have routines.
Amazing.
Everything works because I have poured into them and they have poured into me. But I have a structure that works. So I am able to focus on my business and leave my kids behind. It's a bit harder when you're like a first-time mom because you're trying to figure things out. But this is my second rodeo. I've sorted it. But yes, please have help. If you can afford it, please have help. Because begging someone, asking for favors, someone taking care of your child because they're doing you a favor, and someone taking care of your child because they're getting paid and that's their job. 2 completely different things. The mindset is different. Do you understand what I mean? And also not overworking your staff. One person cannot do it all. That's why mistakes happen. So if you can, the more the merrier.
I really like this POV because I see the benefits, and I think it's important that women also hear this, because not only for the stigma against, oh, you have to take care of your child by yourself, but you see what you said about pouring into people because they will pour into you. I think that's also important because there's also the people treating nannies as less humans than they are, and then you can't actually get the best out of them that way, because if you're entrusting the life of your child,
they're also raising your kids. If you have a job, your nanny is actually raising your child because you're at work. They spend more time with the nannies than they do with you, essentially, because especially if you're working 9 to 5.
Now, as moms, How do you feel like the nature of your job takes you away from being present in the life of your kid and your kids?
100%.
And how do you manage that emotionally?
I don't think there's a manual. I think that some days are better than others. There's some. So for me, I started doing my daughter's lunchbox and making their food, and that's my personal love language, and that's my personal. It relieves my guilt of other things. You know, I had a very frank conversation with my daughter, my older one, and I was like, okay, do you want me to take you to school in the morning, or do you want me to make your food? She's like, Mama, I want you to make my food. Aww. So I don't do drop-offs, but I make your food. I'm up in the morning when you're up. I wake up at 6:30 every day to make her food for the day. I make it fresh in the morning, but that's my own thing. It could be something else. Some people spend more time with their kids. Some people do more things. I don't know. But for me, this is what works for me. This is my personal love language. And I feel like, you know, you can find things to do to ease the guilt. You're always going to feel guilty. You always want to be present in your child's life. You are going to miss things. She had a gymnastics competition, and I had my Ziva Christmas shoot, and I missed it. I was watching on FaceTime while I was looking at models, you know, like, so something has to give, but you can still be present as much as you can and make up in other ways.
Oh, that hits. So Nkiru, I want you to bounce off that experience.
I mean, she's pretty said it all. Like, she's pretty much said it all. Like, it's you can't accept your full-time stay-home mom. Yeah. Something will have to give, right? And I'm also not someone who has built my world around being like around my child. I'm like, oh, I'm a full-time mom. I have to work. And that's the mom that she's going to grow up knowing. And I also want her to see that it's okay to have kids and still go out every day as a woman and still earn a living and make money to bring home. That's the kind of mother I want her to grow up seeing, so that she can also understand when it's her turn that it's okay to do these things, right? Yeah. So I do my best. I do drop-offs. Every morning I drop her at school. Okay. You know, I try to pick up when I can. Thankfully, because we're entrepreneurs, we're able to like manage our time ourselves. You know, I spend time. When I come back, we sing together, we do the sing-along. On some days I'm too tired. And she's like, Mommy, come, let's jump together. My daughter is she's so energetic. I can't do it.
I can't jump.
I just cannot jump today. You know, on the days I can, I jump. On the days I cannot, I don't jump. I simply cannot. I don't have it in me, you know. Yeah. So yeah, it's just really trying to find a balance between being present and also making sure that you're doing all that you can to make sure that she has a better future.
Amazing,
right?
Yes. Yeah. Thank you. That's really brilliant POVs. Now we're coming to the end of the show, but before we go, I want you both to give a word to the women out there preparing for their next chapter, either in motherhood, in business, in friendships, in confidence, and whatever it is that you can resonate with. You go first. You pointed at her the last time.
No.
You did now.
When?
When I asked about friendships.
Where's your evidence?
Should we rewind?
Rewind.
Come on!
Just that, you're already here.
Yeah, just that.
What am I supposed to say? Okay, yeah. Yes. I mean, like, first of all, young lady, right? I'm going to use my experience to teach you or to tell you, like, how it's, or what to expect, you know, what to do. Number one, right? And this is something that I would always say. I have a lot of mentees in the fashion, fashion entrepreneurs. I have like countless mentees, and every time I always tell them it is so important that at a very young age you find your purpose. Like, you should find out what exactly it is that you are here to do. Don't just do something because everybody else is doing it. You're gonna burn out. You know, it's so important that you are walking in your purpose. Even if you don't have money, or even if you don't have like the resources to start or to do or to make it big, just take one step every day. Number one. Number two, find God. See, the edge that you have, and when I say find God, I'm not saying go to church, you don't gotta go to church. Just make sure that you have a relationship, you have your quiet time. You try to commune with God, because the edge that you have over the next person is that you are getting direction. And I'm not even joking.
Absolutely.
Like, you get clear cut direction on where to go, on how to do certain things. And this is my experience. So I can speak on it, right? Another thing is procrastination, because even as Christians, even as children of God, God has given you direction. You are going to do this thing now. I had my own recent experience.
Yeah.
Go and do this thing now. You don't do it. You don't do it. You delay. You procrastinate. Until the thing starts closed. You understand? Because again, I'm sorry. I don't want to preach, but a lot of times the instructions that you receive from God are kairos. It means that, like, it's attached to a certain time. So if you delay in obeying, you miss out for that period, and you might have to wait like a longer period of time. So now let's leave religion out of it. Get money. Whatever you do as a woman, please, in the name of God, I beg you, make sure you make money. Because when you make money, you're able to say no to situations that no longer serve you.
Yep.
You're able to implement your ideas, right? You're able to think. You're like, when you think about something to do, you're able to finance it immediately. You're able to invest in your community. You're able to invest in yourself. So as a woman, please, social media has made it easy now for you to make. Some people just talk.
Yep.
And they become influencers.
Yep.
People just pay to listen. So whatever you do, just find. Even the Bible says, Ecclesiastes 9:10, whatever your hand finds to do it with all your might, and God will breathe on it. So please, my loves, I beg you. It's not easy. It's not always going to be easy. But just make one step every day. And before you know it, that one step has become 1,000 steps in the right direction. And you're already like big. It just takes, it might look like 1 year, 2 years, 3 years have passed and you're not making. One day you just wake up and it's like, oh my goodness, how did I get here? That is my experience, right? So I genuinely wish you guys all the best.
Yeah. Yes, Tanya.
Are you ready?
I don't like your tone.
Are you ready now?
Yeah. Yes, Tanya.
Yes, Tanya.
Yes, I'm ready.
All right, Tanya.
Okay. Everything that Kiki said, but I will add that you need to know your strengths and weaknesses as a woman. One of my greatest weaknesses is I have the memory of a fish. I don't remember anything. So I write everything down. I didn't ask you for comments. Sorry, please. I write everything down, and I have journals upon journals where I literally wake up and I'm like, this is everything I'm going to do for the day. What that helps you do is create structure in your life, because you're ticking off things off of your to-do list. It's okay to not finish everything that day, but then it just keeps going forward. By the time you get to day 3 and you've added this thing 3 times, you yourself, you'll feel silly and you'll actually do it. And it could be the most random thing, like respond to a message, respond to an email, you know. I have missed opportunities and things because I just forgot. That's the honest truth. And by the time I remember, the timeline has elapsed, like Kiki said. And, you know, that. So knowing your strengths and weaknesses as a human being, being very intentional. Nobody's going to cheer you on like you're going to cheer yourself on. You are meant to be here. If you were not meant to be here, you wouldn't still be alive, okay? You are meant to be on this earth, and you are destined for great things. You just have to believe. I promise you, from my own personal experience, I had a business for 7 years that I knew I was supposed to have, but I didn't believe. Even though I knew that was my purpose in life, I just didn't believe, and I hadn't found God. But you see, the moment I believed that, yes, I am this person, I own this huge business, this successful business, I started to look at myself as successful. I was successful, but I didn't see myself that way, right? But the moment I started to look at myself through the eyes that I was meant to look at myself through, I feel like everything changed for me. You are that girl. Forget what anybody says. You are that girl, and you can be anything and anyone that you set your mind to be. Don't let anybody discourage you. Social media is not real, okay? It's not a real place. Forget what you're seeing on there. Start small. No matter how small, start and be consistent. It could be anything. If you want to start a business, if your budget is almost nothing, do what your budget can do. And collaborate, ask for favors. The biggest thing I feel like people do is scare themselves into not asking for things. Ask and you shall receive. And the worst thing that can happen is they'll say no. but at least you asked, you tried, and then you move on to the next person or the next opportunity. Please don't give up. Please, please, please don't give up. I've been there. I've wanted to give everything up. Don't do that. God loves you.
People.
I love you. We love you.
How
And
do you know we love her?
That was going so well.
Sorry, I just wanted to like we love
We
you.
love
like,
you.
But you said it too now.
Okay, that's true.
Rubbish.
Sorry,
She loves you too. I love you. We all love you. Yeah, good luck and keep shining.
you're so cute, babes.
Thank you. You
That was
too.
really nice.
Yeah.
Thank you. And I must say that I'm a proud Ziva girl. And Ziva babe.
Diva.
My bad. And a
And
proud
Zephans
Zephans babe.
That's
You
right.
girls have held me down since 2017. I discovered
Wow.
both of your businesses
At the same time?
No. Ziva first, to be
Okay.
fair.
Wow.
There was this jumpsuit that you had, the almost burgundy and black jumpsuit.
They had-
the
Yes,
The
the
sleeve.
shadow.
Oh,
Especially,
let me tell
yeah.
you, that was still like early that was like my 3rd year in acting. And I know the auditions that when I know that, I need to ace this audition.
Where did you?
I'm going to wear that jumpsuit.
I love it.
That jumpsuit, it
Has
stood
made
out
my
for me.
whole
Yes,
day.
it
Thank
stood out for me.
you.
When I say video tag, I used to tag, and I'll wear it multiple times. Because that's people's business, is my clothes. And I'll tag you multiple times. And I also want to thank Nkiru live because when I was shooting my film, my first film in 2024, we hadn't even met. We had met like at the one of the pop-ups, and I just you see that thing you said about ask for favors. We're not friends, you get, but I just sent her a DM and I was like, I'm shooting my film, and I don't know if you could help me with some outfits. And she's like, oh yeah, just go to the store, meet this person, tell her that this is what you need her from me. And in fact, I'll call her ahead. I was like, man, you just really need to ask.
You just have to ask.
And she didn't charge me, guys. She didn't charge me.
And like you said, the next one I'll charge you.
No, not like that now.
No, you also have to be careful because tomorrow now she'll have 200 DMs.
No, it's okay.
You would say that. Do you know how much she has been threatening me since she came here?
$5. Yeah.
Uh-oh.
You pay.
But I'm still grateful. Thank you so much.
You're
and thank you for
welcome,
coming,
babes.
regardless of your busy schedules. I'm so grateful. And I'm sure everyone watching has learned so much. And this has been really inspiring. And cheers to what you have in the year ahead. I can't wait to see what collections we release next. Thank you. So our sponsors, Grow City, have a gift for you guys. I'm just going to give you a run through of what Grow City is about. They sell groceries, just as the name goes, and you get to shop online and get it delivered to your house. So they do bulk purchases, so you can buy for yourself as friends, you can buy for family. The different subscriptions that they have for like for staff. You want to do, I want to do like this Easter or International Women's Month, whatever package you want is on their app and their website, and you can just shop. So our sponsors thought to give you guys these bags to show you this is pretty much what they do. Okay. And if you want to patronize them and also gift people, because sometimes we're looking for what to give our friends and we don't know what to do, Grow City is your plug.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Let's have our
Grow City.
gifts. So these are your bags from Grow City, and I hope you love all your items.
Oh, thank you so much. We're
Thank
so
you.
grateful.
Thank you so much for coming.
Sure thing.
Now, to every woman watching, whether you are starting over, starting small, or quietly dreaming, your next chapter is still yours to write. Don't forget that every Sunday at 7 p.m., new episodes drop at Tokwe Oluwaniyo TV on YouTube. And don't forget to subscribe, share, drop your comment, tell us about your friendships and your businesses. Do you have friends that are in the same line of business as you? Or what do you actually think about Nkiru and Tanya's friendship? And is it one that you're going to emulate? Let us know in the comment section. And don't forget to follow us on all social media platforms at Tokwe Oluwaniyo TV. My name is Tokwe Oluwaniyo, and I will see you on your next chapter. Mwah. Bye!